Welcome back from Kyoto. One of the reasons journalists are so hysterical recently is that journalism itself is dying in this country. In the past 30 years, 28 years more precisely, newspapers have cut more jobs in this country, in America, than coal, steel, or commercial fishing. It's being hollowed out. The only people left are the dumb ones. Digital journalism was supposed to be the future, was supposed to rescue the whole operation. But earlier this year, there were mass layoffs at digital journalist outposts, HuffPo, BuzzFeed, other new media giants. We recently talked with Matt Stoller of the Open Markets Institute about why this is happening. He says that Facebook and Google are the cause. They are the enemies of a healthy, democratic free press. Here's part of our conversation. So state as clearly as you can. We often hear journalism is dying, and now online journalism dying as well, but rarely do people say exactly why. Why?
Well, it's because Google and Facebook have monopolized the advertising market. It's not so much technology as it is the business models of these two communication networks.
So that means that once they have this duopoly and they control virtually all online advertising, they take all the money and starve the sites that are driving the traffic? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so just to kind of explain, Google and Facebook are both They're essentially communication networks that you have to use. They're monopolies. Google is search and a bunch of other products. Facebook is social networking. And effectively, every business or publisher and person on the internet has to use them. And what they do with their power is they surveil you. They learn all your secrets. And then they run large advertising businesses and manipulate users, other businesses, and the flow of information across the web to serve themselves. And this diverts advertising money that used to go to publishers into the pockets of Google and Facebook. So that, if you want to know why all the journalists are being laid off, it's because that money that used to go, and by the way, this is a post-2009 phenomenon, so it isn't the internet. Right. It's a specific business model that has emerged on the internet after 2009.
I'm thinking as I'm listening to you, boy, we should have a law against that, but I guess it turns out we already do have a number. We've had them for over 100 years, and they ban monopolies for the very reasons that you're describing, but no one in the Congress or anywhere else seems willing to invoke these laws. Why is that?
Well, since the 1970s, we've had kind of been enthralled to this philosophy that says the only way to determine if something is a monopoly is if consumer pricing is if you can see changes in consumer pricing. But because Google and Facebook appear to be free, you don't pay any cash for using their services. Enforcers and antitrust regulators tend to say, oh, well, there's no market power problem there. It's an absurd philosophy. It's crazy. It's not really in the law. It's in a bunch of made-up court decisions. But that's the way that we do antitrust enforcement now. And it's time to start rethinking these choices so that we can have a free press.
Right. And so the alternative, what we have now, is a system where our biggest newspaper in the capital city is the private broadsheet of the richest man in the world, Jeff Bezos, who's responsible in part for the destruction of the media. So the media can't exist independently, and now Jeff Bezos has the biggest megaphone in the city of Washington. That doesn't seem like a dystopian outcome?
Of course it is. I mean, the free press should not be the plaything of rich monopolists, but it is, and that is a devastating situation that we're in right now. And the solution is pretty simple. If you are a communication network that people have to use, so if you are a monopoly that people have to use to get information from them to their friends or family or other businesses, you should not also be able to run an advertising business. It's very simple. Break them up. We've done it many times before in our history. We can do it again. It's a simple fix.